Okay, here we are. Our very first podcast. This is Just Because.
Just Because.
Just Because, episode 1, where I'm Jeremy.
I'm Maya, or Marmalade.
Marmalade, and we do cosplay.
We do.
We do cosplay.
A little bit, sometimes. A lot. Just because.
Just because.
Yeah.
That's where we got the name. I couldn't beat it.
What's your cosplay name?
I'm Mangle Phantom. What's your cosplay name?
Marmalade. I
Marmalade.
already said that though.
I'm Psycho. Marmalade, Mangle Phantom, both start with M. We've cosplayed together once before.
Once.
It was a competition.
We accidentally became
Team Australia for
Oops.
next year. So we'll have to cosplay together again, whether you like it or not. But yeah, we decided to create a cosplay podcast just because, to talk about all things cosplay. Because there's a lot to talk about. It's an entire
Apparently.
culture. It's an
It
entire thing that, you know, I think unless you're part of the scene, you don't really kind of understand why it means so much to so many different people.
No, and it's definitely still seen as like quite cringy to a lot of people.
I think it's made headway over the last few years.
Definitely has, but I know even I brought it up at uni today and my classmates kind of tried to veer away from the conversation,
Yeah, right.
so it still has, you know.
Still had a lot to go.
Yeah.
Okay, before we kind of dive into it, we've got a pretty cool topic to start off with for our very first episode about, you know, is making cosplay a career or making a living out of it, is that something that's feasible or not? Maya, could you just tell us a bit about yourself? Like,
Me.
yeah, what's your, like, your background in cosplay? What do you like about it?
Yeah, I'm sure. Let me try. So,
I've never even asked you. Why did you
Really?
get into cosplay?
Really?
What was it? Was it
No,
Naruto?
you have.
What's
Naruto? No, but I did read all of Naruto in high school.
That's cool.
It was very good.
I had to wait till I was like late 20s because, you know, Naruto was like, oh, it's too cool. Everyone likes Naruto. So
No.
you should read it.
You had to jump on the hype train while it was like finishing up.
No,
It was very exciting.
it's good.
Yeah, it was good. No,
How'd you get into cosplay?
I got into cosplay in like 2014, I think is like my earliest photos. I've been like transferring old files off my computer and I've stumbled upon some very horrible, cringy old
we all
costumes
started
of
somewhere.
mine. But no, I think my dad picked up a cosplay at a local op shop right nearby. I'm not going to say where, but very nearby here, an op shop that specializes in costumes.
Right.
He picked out a costume for me, and I had no idea what it was from. I then found out it was from Tales of the Abyss,
Cool.
which is a game,
It's a game.
/ anime, which
a
I
game.
still have not played / watched, but character designs are very nice. The designs are very
Cool.
nice. Yeah, so I wore that to Supernova, and then I kind of discovered, like, wait a second, there are other people who
You do this.
really get into this, and then I was like, wait, you can make your own stuff too? That's so cool. And it kind of spiraled. I don't know. I think I then, like, got into anime, and yeah.
So you discovered cosplay before you became a geek.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Which is weird.
It's usually
What do you mean geek, though?
No, if you watch cosplay, if you watch anime,
Yeah.
if you watch anime
Okay.
and you like comic books and you like anime and stuff,
Yeah.
you can't tell me that you know, you weren't called a geek or a nerd
Okay.
or something like that.
Well, the geekiest I was like Pokemon. But, like, everyone was collecting Pokemon cards back then.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something like everyone was doing it, but then
Yeah.
after a while it became like, oh, only nerds play Pokemon kind of thing.
Was it?
I went to an
guess.
all-boys school,
Okay.
and if you played Pokemon, yeah, you were a nerd, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember all the cool kids had, like, the Pokemon cards.
Oh, cool.
In, like, primary school.
If that was my life, I'd be the coolest kid
Okay.
in school, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah. No, I guess maybe, yeah, cosplay. Yeah, I was a cosplayer before I was a nerd.
Wow.
Which is weird.
Yeah, because I feel like it's usually the other way around. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, I love cosplay. I mean, I love anime. I love reading comic books. It's like, oh, wow, I can dress up too. That's a thing. So
Yeah.
that's how people usually get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, weird. I don't know. I've
that-
never really
that-
thought about it.
That's how I started.
Yeah.
Because my first con was in high school as well. And I went with my brother,
Yeah.
who was also into stuff at the time, and one of his friends. And, you know, our parents drove us in. And we spent
Cute.
the day just spending money. Because at the time, it was so hard to find anime merch. You
Yes.
couldn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, you go to
God, I
the...
remember.
I don't know, you buy a K-Zone magazine or something, and
Yeah.
there's like an article on anime. Like, oh my god, I want to buy this K-Zone. Yeah, and then, you know, obviously I saw people cosplaying there. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then the first year I did cosplay was the first year that my brother didn't go to a convention with me. Because he was like, no, that's it, I'm done. My brother's doing
can't
this.
be seen
It's
with
too
you."
far. Yeah, for a long time.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was very much like, oh, like, it was like, oh, what's your brother doing? It's like, no, nothing, just he's making stuff.
Oh.
It was kind of that's a story for another time.
Okay.
But that's kind of how I got into it. I was
Yeah.
I was a geek first. At the time, try to keep it on the down low, but now it's less so.
It's everywhere.
Now it's everywhere.
Every part of your life.
Every part of my life. It's part of my identity.
Unfortunately. No.
Midlife crisis
Yeah.
after that. Well, that's another topic for another
Okay.
time. Yeah, so I think the goal right now is just a quick heads up. This is Just Because podcast. Coscast.
Yeah.
We'll try to do one hour long segments.
Episodes. Hell
Try to do
yeah.
it once a week at this point in time. So if you're liking it so far, you're liking our vibe,
Yeah.
you're liking our...
Rate the setup.
Rate
Do you
it.
like we placed each figure and light accordingly.
This took a long time to set up this setup. It took a very long time.
I bought headphones.
$200.
I bought headphones because
Didn't end up using them.
Shook everything.
We broke
Yeah.
microphones. We're just using the one today. But this is our very first setup. We're quite proud of it because it
Yeah,
works.
I'm proud. It looks good. I can't see it.
But there's room for improvement.
Yes.
We'll get
upgrades.
upgrades. I think
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a good fun thing to do.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so the topic of today's podcast is it feasible making a living out of cosplay as a cosplayer? Look, straight up,
Yeah.
yes.
I was gonna say no.
I was also going to say no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, reasons for that. We can start because you might think, oh my god, but people do it. There's like Yaya Han and Kamui and probably lots of other people I don't follow because I don't follow everybody, obviously.
Yeah. You can't.
But
Impossible.
there's definitely people who are making a living. They either what do they do? They sell cosplay goods. I know there's people making a living on OnlyFans selling sexy stuff.
Yeah. Tutorials, pattern books,
pattern books.
fabric.
But
Yeah.
for the most part, it is just something that we do because we love it.
Yeah.
At a cost. But that's most hobbies, right? But what would be the aim? Do you think I want to... Because obviously it's something that I've been doing for 15 years now. A long time. And you've been doing it for...
10, 9.
10, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so a long time.
Yeah.
And it's obviously something that we're still doing because we enjoy it. But it's obviously something that, I guess for me anyway, it's become something that's been such a big part of my life that I guess I've wanted to explore. It's like, oh, is there something I can do with my experience? Is there something that I can take a bit further, help other people, and make money out of it? Because I
Yeah.
love doing it. I'd love to do it for the rest of my life kind of thing. But it's not, to me, super feasible because the number of opportunities where you can actually make money is limited.
Yeah.
Have
For
you,
sure.
have you made money of any kind at all? Now I'm talking like money, like
Yeah.
cash, like deposit in your bank account. You have a surplus from an event or being hired for something, or has it mostly been paid in like exposure or T-shirts or other things?
I don't know if this is really relevant because it's not cosplay, but it is dressing up as a character. Princess parties.
Right, okay.
I would argue that's nearly cosplay because, like, yes, you are dressing up in costume and you are portraying the character
Right.
accurately. Then yes, I have been paid for that. In the bank.
But in the bank, that's
Yeah.
cool. Is that something that you feel like you could do, 5 days? It doesn't have to be 5 days a week, but is it something you could do enough
Yeah.
that you'd be able to live off, like pay your rent and pay for food?
There are girls who do it. There are people who do it. I personally don't think I could because it takes so much energy to do it.
Right, because you have
Yeah.
to obviously be in character
Yeah.
and
Entertaining
entertain
large
lots of
amounts of
kids.
children. Yeah.
for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
And if you
yeah.
had to do that 5 days a week,
I couldn't do
you
it.
probably wouldn't feel like yourself anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Who's been your favourite kind of princess to portray?
Probably Anna or Ariel. Yeah.
Do you feel like they're most like you? Because
Yes,
we talked this
definitely.
before.
Obviously.
You've got like a sunny disposition,
Yes.
as opposed to a moon disposition, a dark disposition.
Mood. No, definitely. I think I would struggle to do more serious characters. Like Elsa. Couldn't do Elsa. She's too serious.
Did you have to sing as well?
Yes, you do. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to learn all their songs. You have to learn all the, every little trait about them, the way they speak, everything.
What's been the best experience that you've had because of doing princess parties in particular?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. I don't know. Pretty much every time you dress up is always a good time, usually. Yeah.
Some little kid's like, oh my god, it's Ariel!
Yeah, I think so. Every time, you see the kid for the first time, the birthday kids, they're always...
Who was like the most popular Disney princess?
Oh, Elsa.
By far.
But yeah, without a doubt, Elsa.
And I think there's one of the girls who had to like dress up and sing, God, I'm so sick of Let It Go. I was like, no, this is my time.
The 4-year-olds love it. The 5-year-olds love it, yeah.
That's so cute.
It's still a jam. Yeah.
If you haven't done princess parties...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you were going to say something.
I was going to say maybe like Bluey is about to...
Yeah, that's true.
Probably like overlaps Elsa, but
I mean, could you see yourself dressing up in like a giant, Bluey suit? And...
I've done it, yeah. Yeah, I've been Bluey.
Would you do that 5 days a week?
Oh, not in Australia.
Yeah, right.
Not in this summer. Yeah, no.
Because I think this is where they go nuts more than anything else.
Yeah, they do.
Down here in... What's the house? Is it like in Newstead or something?
Like Paddington,
right.
Yeah.
So, we're from Brisbane. So, Bluey was made in our city.
Yeah.
Someone I'm close to knows people who work on it. They're like directors and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's always like, oh my God, I don't know why my friends' Instagrams aren't popping off. Because I actually had a chat to him. I gave him a lift home last week. And he had a chat about it. And he said, oh my God, like I can't... It's really weird because, they're drawing frames of Bluey. And he said, yeah, it's weird. I go into shops and it's like, oh, they use that frame for merch.
Cute.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of interesting to see how it works out that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from princess parties and Bluey and stuff like that.
That's like, it's not really cosplay. It's its own thing. It's party entertainment. It's princess entertainment. It's something that people train for.
Right.
Like being a drama student or acting, musical theatre. I think it's not really like that accessible to all cosplayers, even though they're branching out into like Marvel and things like that, like superheroes and everything, but it's still...
Because cosplay by itself is you make the costume and you wear it, or you just buy the costume and you wear it.
Yeah.
And that in itself is fulfilling.
Yeah.
I mean, for some people it's wearing it, for some people it's making it, for some people it's competing in competitions and stuff, but even, I guess in Australia in particular, competitions don't really pay much. They don't pay probably the cost of the costume in most cases. So you can't really rely on competitions.
No.
Because that's not going to pay anything.
No. Even with the princess parties, like you said, would you do it 5 days a week? I don't think you'd be able to align 5 parties because kids aren't having birthdays.
They only have on weekends,
yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. They wouldn't be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like they wouldn't line up.
Say you worked, I don't know, 2 parties Saturday, 2 parties Sunday.
Yeah.
Your morning party...
Which is standard. A lot of people do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you did 4 parties, would that pay the same? I won't ask for exact amounts, but would that be like a reasonable pay to, I guess, I don't know, cover a week's groceries, for example, and plus rent?
No.
No, right. So it's kind of like, because obviously the company has to pay the
groceries,
princesses.
Yes.
But
Rent,
not rent, yeah. Rising rents, it's probably a different topic altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, if that's the case, because I know I've got some friends who have gone into theatre. I've got friends who've gone into, like, costume design. But apart from that, just doing, like, costume itself, there's a few people from Australia who's kind of gone overseas to Canada and America because there's more opportunities there.
Yeah.
Do you think there's more opportunities in America? Like,
I think so.
I'm talking like, sit down at your dinner table or sewing table and, make costumes.
Yeah.
And, maybe display them at an event or wear them around an event and get hired by places to do stuff. I don't know.
Definitely in America, they have a lot more common, like the booth babe system. Booth babes,
right, yeah.
Yeah, where they'll like hire cosplayers to come to their booth for a specific hour. This could be like for a signing or something like that.
Right.
Or if they're doing the original characters from the booth, I think it's a lot more popular and standard in the US.
Right.
And because there's so many more events to attend in the US compared to here.
Do they actually get paid?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. But
Or they get like t-shirts and...
No, I think they get paid cash. Like, for an appearance, yeah.
Because I know... Do you know about BlizzCon?
I don't know about BlizzCon. I've heard of it.
Yeah, BlizzCon's pretty. It's a big convention.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty I guess, infamous for its competition cosplay because they do give out like cash prizes for it.
Yeah.
Like in the $10,000, I think, for the first prize or something,
Wow.
which is great.
That's crazy.
But we've got a competition here in Australia at Crunchyroll,
Yeah.
which is going to be first place is what, 5,000?
$5,000, yeah. For the Crunchyroll Hime cosplay.
Hime comp, and that's for us. I think a lot of people are like, "Whoa, my god, 5K! It's like heaps." But I don't know, 5K is like what maybe a month's rent plus groceries.
It's not a lot.
It's I guess for a cosplay prize in Australia, that's the only thing biggest I've seen.
Yeah.
But in the big scheme of things, it's like, great, could you do that every single month?
Yeah.
It's not really a thing. It's like a one-off
No.
kind of thing that happens, and you have to compete for it, and maybe you make this big costume for it, and you don't win.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh well, great, I just spent all this money and effort
yeah.
on something that
Yeah.
didn't get me anywhere.
Yeah.
And now I feel crazy. But that's
Definitely.
cosplay in a nutshell, isn't it, people?
It is, but it's also because you've got to make the costume, then you've got to get there, and then you've got to stay there.
Yeah.
So to get to Melbourne, it's probably a lot. It would probably the entire trip will cost you $5,000. I would say. It could. Easily.
Including the cost of the costume.
Yeah.
Right,
Costume, flights, hotels.
Because I think flights and accommodation,
Ubers,
return,
everything. Yeah.
plus food and
Everything.
spending money for 2-3 days that
It's
you're
not
there
free.
would be about $1,000.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable amount. And that would pay for that's 1/5 of your money gone if you did happen to win, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't even count the cost of the costume. So
Not that we're saying that this is bad that they've introduced this cash.
I think it's great.
I think it's great.
I think it's great because no shade on previous competitions whatsoever, because I'm very grateful that we have had bigger competitions, but best we've got is like vouchers,
Yeah.
which I've loved. I've
Yeah,
managed to buy lots
yeah.
of figurines,
Yeah.
as you've seen,
Yes.
beautiful figurines.
Beautiful figure.
But apart from that, there's in terms of like payments.
Yeah.
Personally, I've never been paid for cosplay in
No.
itself. I've been paid for doing things around cosplay.
Yeah.
Because I work as a speaker and a confidence coach, and I've been paid for those things, which happen to be like a game event or a cosplay event, which they want me to MC or something.
Yeah.
But I've made more money of doing those kinds of things than I have from cosplay
Actually
itself.
cosplaying. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's because I know you in particular have had I guess small companies or partnership deals kind of offered to you. What kind of things do they offer? Because they're obviously not paying you.
Yeah.
Because if you got paid for every sponsorship deal you'd have, you'd be making bank
I'd be good.
quite easily.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
But what kind of
I'd
things-
have a Tesla.
Well, what kind of things have you been offered?
Product. That's it.
What's the
Like to make the advertisement.
Right.
You usually just get given the product and then you're expected to make promotion for them using your social media, using yourself, using everything. Like, yeah.
so you'd be rolling in products,
Yes.
but not able to pay your rent with those
Or
products.
eat.
Or
Exactly.
eat.
Yes. Unfortunately.
What's-
It's just, yeah.
What's been the best and the worst products that you've kind
Oh,
of
God.
offered and or kind of actually accepted to do the deal for?
Offered. I've been offered several times. There is a vibrator company that continues to reach out
Oh
to
my
my
goodness.
emails. Are we allowed to say that word?
Oh well, okay. You're not
Vibrator.
an OnlyFans or a sexy cosplayer.
No,
typically.
I'm not. I shouldn't be. I know. I just think it's funny because it's not related to my content at all.
Because your content's like all cutesy and
It's sewing. It's
and sewing.
yeah.
I mean, I really understand if there was sexy cosplayers who were probably
For
offered this
sure.
more regularly.
Yeah.
But any idea why they would have
I have
liked
no
you? Do they
idea.
like your vibe? Do they
I-
like
I-
what you're all about? Do they like your vibe?
No, I don't know. They just keep sending me emails. Apparently, it's a really good vibrator company as well, though.
You
But
try if you want.
no, I'm not gonna.
No?
I don't want to post about a vibrator on my Instagram. That's
Right.
a lot of my following. I think are younger girls who are
Right.
interested in sewing, not in.
Not
Yeah.
in that side of things, right?
Yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing that I keep getting.
Keep getting.
Best was that your other?
Yeah,
question?
was the
Best
the
thing?
best kind of thing that you think you've been offered, which you've
Oh.
been genuinely happy about?
Yeah, genuinely happy about. Recently I've been working with like Devil Inspired, which has been a really good sponsorship because they send me lots of cute codes,
cool.
and yeah, I like it. I'm happy.
So
It's
that's product that you're happy with.
yeah, it's product. It's not payment.
Right. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm a dude,
Mm.
and dudes. I'm not gonna say this is like a all-encompassing, but I do feel like cosplay is one of the few, let's say, industries
Yeah.
or hobbies which is dominated by ladies.
Yeah.
There are guys who are making way. Shout out to those guys because they obviously put in a lot of work and they are ridiculously attractive. I'm doing the best I can, but
Self-burn.
with I guess sponsorship deals, I haven't really been offered anything in particular.
Oh yeah.
So
Never.
So nothing that's been like, oh hey, Mangle Fant, we'd like you
Wow.
to do this XYZ.
Really? Ever.
Ever.
Far out.
Not a thing.
Okay.
Anything that I have done has
Yeah.
been because I have done a competition,
Yeah.
or they said, hey, we noticed you've done this. Would you like to, or do you know anyone who can MC? Or would you like to
Yeah.
MC? That's kind of the most.
But
They-
never
they've-
paid.
Never. I was paid for those,
Okay.
but that's like a separate event because this is like a university event or like
Okay.
a
Not cosplay anime convention.
not cosplay anime
Okay.
convention. I did get to help out Goma once upon a time. Goma
yeah.
Modern Art. They had a cosplay event
Okay.
once upon a time.
Yeah.
I helped them organise it and set it up.
Nice.
That was a fantastic opportunity. I was 19 or something at the time,
Yeah.
so I was really flattered. I didn't get paid for that, but I didn't even mind because that was a great opportunity.
I can't believe. So you've never got like the inbox DMs of like the jewelry stores
Never.
wanting to far
Never,
out.
absolutely not. I don't have like a
like-
super huge following. You've got
I
on
s-
Insta like what 20 or 30k. Right?
I swear I've been getting these jewelry DMs since I've started like using social media.
Put it this way, jewelry.
Yeah. Like no, but it's like cheap crap dropship jewelry
Oh,
from
right,
like
right,
yeah.
right.
And it's always like we would like you to use gothic jewelry. I'm like what?
Put it this way, let's just say with jewelry.
Yeah.
In particular, I'm not surprised that you get it because like, oh look, pretty girl. Let's get them to advertise our jewelry. Because their audience probably more pretty girls.
Yeah.
As in actually no. Look, to be fair, I'm a guy. I don't wear jewelry personally, but even if I did, I don't think the people who follow me, which I do have like a 60-40, like mostly girls follow me, to 40% guys, but I don't think girls would follow my content. Just like, oh wow, Jeremy's got really good jewelry. I wonder where he gets it from. Maybe I should like. They're not gonna ask that kind of thing.
You don't know unless you try.
Maybe,
You don't know.
maybe. I'm not
No.
gonna get like sports supplement like
You might.
ads.
Why not?
I'm not ripped like Elfie or
okay.
Taryn Cosplay.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Anyway, so the best kind of experience I think I've had
Yeah.
is with Riot Games. They do League of Legends, and you know, despite what the company might be about, they had an office in Sydney, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna fly down 10 people, 10 cosplayers, enter our competition, fly down to Sydney." And you can be like Disneyland mascots, just like Riot Games mascots.
Where in Sydney?
It was at Luna Park.
Okay,
Luna Park at
okay.
the time.
Why?
I don't know, but it was a great event. Like they set up all of the the mini games and stuff,
Yeah.
and you win like League of Legends toys.
Cute.
And there were just cosplays everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Mickey Mouse costume or something. Just instead you've got Timo throwing out
That's the
mushrooms.
hamster one, right?
Yeah, the little hamster thing. Yeah, that's him.
I don't play League.
But so they said, 10 cosplayers will bring them down. But when the email came out, which said, we're going to announce the winners now in this email, they picked 29 winners, which is great.
So cool.
They flew us 29 people down all around Australia, doesn't matter where you live, to Sydney, put them off the hotel for 2 nights, and they gave us like a swag bag with a keyboard, a mouse, and headset. It was great.
That's crazy.
That was the best
So nice.
kind of thing that I've kind of entered in.
Treatment.
With that kind of thing. Treatment.
Yeah.
But still haven't been paid for cosplay.
Which is crazy, because you would think that like they would just pick those 10 and then pay them, like reimburse them for their time, or like I don't know, God forbid, an hourly rate. Like what?
You'd think so.
Like especially if you're touring around a park all day in costume.
Yeah.
And like they haven't paid you to make that costume. Like
No,
you've
they
made.
haven't.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird to me. That like
I know there's some people who get commissioned by, I don't know, some game companies or something.
I've seen it. There's a cosplayer called Analik who's gets commissioned all the time by I think Riot.
Yeah, okay.
Or Blizzard. Yeah. To
Warcraft
make
costumes or
no League of Legends. Like so she just made
That'd be
this
right
like
then, yeah.
Star Guardian.
Star Guardian
costume.
costumes, yeah.
And I think she's like officially partnered,
That's cool.
which is cool because she's trying to make it as an official like full-time cosplayer.
So she sounds
is
like she's a
making
pretty big following and lots of
Yeah,
kind of
she
contacts.
definitely,
Is she?
yeah.
If you best of your knowledge, do you know if she's making it as a full time?
She is.
cosplayer?
She is. I know she quit her full-time job, so
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's definitely another one we can add to the list of people who have kind of entered the realm of things that I think a lot of people are trying to do by the
Yes,
sounds of it.
definitely want to keep your eye on like as a rising, growing creator because she's still growing. Like, she's still gonna get bigger.
Bigger.
she's gonna, you know, she's gonna do cool things.
I think. Well, do you think with cosplay becoming more, let's say, popular or accessible? Because obviously with Marvel movies coming out, there's a lot more. I think cosplay or just the geekdom in general is becoming more normalized, and there's obviously a lot of money people have realized is in it.
Yeah.
So do you think because of something like that, or just it becoming more common, people are going to think, wow, that's a really cool thing. We would love to get some cosplayers as part of a promotion team or something and actually pay them? Or do you think it's still this mindset of, cosplayers, that'd be really nice to have. I wonder if we can entice them with a free ticket to, I don't know, a convention, or we'll give them merch instead. Because I feel like that is a good 99% of stories I hear from people who do cosplay and they want to make it professionally, but that is all they kind of really get as an opportunity.
Definitely. I think so. It would be fantastic to see something like an agency or a, marketing company that employs people, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon at all. Because out of all the professions you could choose to make money, you're definitely not going to pick cosplay. Out of all the I don't know, crypto trading or drop shipping business opportunities, cosplay's definitely not.
It's not going to be the top picked profession.
To run an agency with.
Run an agency for, even if you did music agency for growing indie artists, there's probably more money in doing something like that than there is in doing something
I think so.
Costumes.
Especially because I don't know about the copyright around these things. That might be something that is stopping that. Yeah.
If you were to put it up to something that could, I don't know, change anything for creators, cosplayers in particular, what kind of opportunities do you think would be needed, to become more regular, to make it realistic as a goal? Or do you think it's going to be something that is always eternally going to be a hobby, and this is going to be a dream for the 1% of cosplayers who do?
I feel like there are already opportunities for you to make it on your own, but it takes a lot of work, and you have to be willing to cosplay a lot to make it work. Especially because of how popular it's become and how more accessible it's become. It's become, the trends just get quicker and quicker. So you kind of need to make a costume. It doesn't last as long as it would.
Yeah.
You used to be able to probably take a costume to 3 or 4 conventions before retiring it, I reckon. Yeah. In my opinion.
That's a good point.
Whereas these days you're expected to have a new cosplay for every day.
Every day of the con.
Yeah, sometimes even morning and afternoon.
Were you the kind of person who did do morning and afternoon cons? I could never do that.
Only once, and it was for a signing, because I wanted to get a specific outfit signed by Todd Habercon.
Did you get it?
I did.
Was it worth it?
It was worth it.
Would you do it again?
No. I'm too old. No, never again. I see American cosplayers do it all the time, and I'm like, how? Well, but yeah, I think that if you really care about it, if you really love cosplay, and if you're willing to work every day, literally you become a sole trader where you give up, instead of working 9 to 5, you then work 24/7. Especially with the internet. Yeah, absolutely. You then have to make it work.
I do think with the age of the internet, it does make it easier than it was, say, 10 years ago.
To make it as a full-time
To make it
cosplayer.
as a full-time thing, yeah. I think especially because
definitely
social media trends in particular.
And there was nothing like Patreon or OnlyFans back then.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah,
you had
nothing. You had DeviantArt. Did DeviantArt even have subscription?
They did have a subscription.
Really?
They still do. They called it...
No way.
What do they call it? DeviantArt.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they called it... Oh, what did they call it?
What was it? Like a close friends or premium?
Premium. It was like a premium.
No way.
Premium.
What would you get?
No joke. You could put...
Is it extra badge stickers next to your name or something?
You know how emojis are a very common thing,
yeah.
right? Because I know DeviantArt was very basic coding, so they just put things in brackets and then put things in inverted commas.
Oh my god, I remember that.
And then put two colon, happy colon, close bracket / closed arrow bracket or something, just to get a little emoji or a little sticker. People just make custom stickers, little things that shows up your page.
I remember.
Links to other deviations. So you could lay out your page a bit nicer.
Oh, okay. Premium.
The
it was
premium.
gold, wasn't it?
DeviantArt.
It was DeviantArt Gold.
Yeah?
I swear.
Because it was a fun thing. Me and a bunch of friends used to do around Christmas. They gave like a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was even a premium.
I think it was
Maybe?
gold. I'm sticking with gold.
Gold. I'll look it up after
That's
this
my
later.
answer, yeah.
Actually, you can look up now even. But is DeviantArt something? Maybe that may have changed.
Gold.
DeviantArt Prime? That's Twitch Prime. DeviantArt something.
I can't type DeviantArt.
DeviantArt. God, does anyone
I
use that
reckon it
anymore?
was gold. I used to.
Because that was before
Loading.
Facebook and Instagram had
Oh,
big
gosh.
image galleries you could have. It was DeviantArt. That's all you
Yeah.
had. I think Tumblr was a pretty big thing for a while as well.
Yeah, I had a
Until
Tumblr.
Tumblr stopped being a thing.
I think you're right. I think it's premium.
Oh, it's core member now.
Core member.
Core member.
Become a core member.
I become a core member today.
Premium art gallery platform fee.
How much is it?
$4 a month. Not bad.
A month.
I don't
It used to be an
understand
annual
what it
subscription.
gets.
What does it give you?
More storage.
5%.
Oh, NFT. Of
Oh,
course.
right. Okay.
Of course.
I see where it's devolved into.
Oh no.
Okay, that's why no one uses it.
Okay, we don't. Yeah,
We
need
don't
to
talk
look
about
at that
DeviantArt anymore.
Oh my gosh. No, but even running something like a Patreon or
Yeah.
an OnlyFans can be a lot to keep up with. Like, you might think that, like, oh, it's a great opportunity to make money, but in the reality, making those rewards every month and, like...
Because you've got
I do have
Patreon.
a Patreon, yes.
What's if people subscribe to Marmalade Cosplay Patreon, what do people get?
They get photo sets
Photo
every
sets?
month. I'll do a photo shoot, and from that photo shoot, they'll usually get prints or Polaroids, depending on what tier they're on, which I mail out every month, and with a usually little hand letter, and then also usually a tutorial. So I'd make printed pattern tutorials, which you can print out at home, and like written tutorials. But it is a lot of work, and I'm starting to not enjoy it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which the whole point of Patreon is sort of goes back to the days of like Middle Ages, basically, where an artist would have a patron and they would just support them. Or, have you heard about Johnny Depp? He has artists who he fully just has bought them an apartment,
Wow.
pays for their everything. Yep.
It's a man who supports the arts.
Yeah, so that they can paint and
That's
do
cool.
art. Yeah, I forget the guy's name, but
That's really cool. I didn't know he did that. That's awesome.
Yeah. He fully supports like artists and in the way that a patron would. So it shouldn't really be like a give and take thing. I think a lot of people should probably set up their patrons and OnlyFans to maybe offer less rewards back, and just so that you can focus on continue to do your craft.
Crafting.
Yeah.
Because Ko-fi is like just a tip jar, really.
It is. It really is. And I see people using it to fund costumes, which I find it bizarre because they take a huge percentage.
Ko-fi.
I think so.
So if I tipped, $10? Oh wait, is that how you do it, or is it like you have to buy a coffee worth?
Yeah.
So it's like $3 or $4,
Sets
$5.
of 3, I think. Yeah.
And so say, I don't know, I bought you a coffee,
Yeah.
a Ko-fi for $3. How much of that do you actually receive?
I wouldn't be able to look. I'd have to look up the exact percentage,
but it's
I think
not the full 3.
Ko-fi takes a fee,
Yeah.
and then if you've paid through PayPal, PayPal takes a fee.
Oh, far out.
So you end up losing quite a lot. And I think it's because it's a percentage. If you're donating a higher amount,
Yeah.
you don't actually get a lot of that money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how about Patreon? Is that similar? Because on Patreon, I have to take a cut as well, or do they take it off you? So, say someone donated 25. No, actually, no, it would come out of you. So they donated 25. No, say you had a $25 tier.
Yeah.
How much of that $25 tier do you receive as a Patreon?
95%, because I'm on the founder of Patreon. Because they've recently updated their
Terms and services.
tiers and everything,
Yeah.
so then they take a higher percentage now. But because I signed up back in 2017, 16,
They keep you as the
they've
original.
kept me as a founder, which is
Right.
nice.
That's cool.
Which is part of why I haven't completely
Deactivated
deactivated.
it.
But I'm pretty sure that the standard percentage that they take now is sitting at 12%,
Yeah.
so quite high. And I think OnlyFans is as well quite high from what my friends have told me. That I think they take around 15 to 18%.
That's a big chunk. That's a really big chunk.
Yeah, so it's hard. It does factor in.
Because it's a lot of work. I used to date someone who did OnlyFans for a while as well, and I took photos and stuff. But the amount of work that goes into all right, cool, we have to, even if it might not seem like much of a costume, because they're not wearing much or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
It's still, you have to cool, I have to source that costume, or I have to make it myself, and that would take, let's say, the better part of a week.
Yeah.
Or say you order it, you have to wait for it to get here. Then you have to set up time to make a shoot.
Yeah.
You do the shoot. I was like, cool, I've done the shoot. I'm feeling drained. And then you have to spend another day to edit all the photos that you want to put.
Yeah.
Get all the photos that you want to do. And then after you do the photos, or after you finish the shoot, it's like, cool, now I have to have enough energy to take the Polaroids or write a letter. And then you have to send them all out. And then you have to make sure that everyone gets everything on time. And if you do anything extra, like voice clips or whatever, I don't know, put your perfume on a letter or whatever it might be, that takes another few days of work. And so by the end of it, it's like, oh, finally finished.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's only half a week left in the month. I have to do it all again next week.
Absolutely, no. Literally, that month rolls around so quickly. Like, so quickly. I don't know how, but it does. Like, maybe if it's your only thing. Like, there's this guy, I don't know if you know Jean Wanwan. I don't know how this woman pumps out this amount of content. She shoots, like, a new set every week. And, like...
Crazy.
Beautiful sets. Like, there's no drop in quality.
Do they make bank quite a bit? Like, do they make
I have no idea. I don't know them personally.
Because I think...
Huge internet... Like,
yeah, right. So sexy cosplayers, there's definitely ones who pop out sets like every 2 weeks or something. They would definitely have like a team working with them.
Not necessarily.
You reckon a lot of them are self-published?
I know that one has a boyfriend that shoots all her photos, but that's it.
And
just the two of
it's obviously a lot easier to keep it all with like fewer people to manage. The easier it is to kind of.
I guess. I don't know. I've never had a team. That'd be great. That'd be great.
If you were to kind of have one person on your team to help out with your Patreon, and they had like one role, what role would that be that you think would make it super easy? Would it be like a social media manager? Do you think it'd be a photographer, a personal photographer?
Yeah.
Maybe it would be someone to kind of handle all of your inbox requests, or because I know you showed me your inbox before and it's flooded. It's flooded. There's no way you can get through that.
I can't keep
simply.
track of it. No. I already know, and it would be probably not what you're expecting, but it would be to document costume making process, because all the time it is so annoying to be like in this creative mindset of creating something, and then you have to pull yourself out and go, shh, I need to take a photo. I need to film this. I need to film this. Like, and then it distracts from you
actually making it.
Yeah, and the thought process of being like, okay, what am I doing next? What am I actually making? Because you have to like stop yourself to
snap a
let
photo.
me get this perfect shot, and then I can keep going. And then you've picked up your phone, and then you get distracted by social media. Exactly. It's really annoying. So
that's a really good point.
Yeah, I would have someone there to document, and then also write down exactly what I'm doing, because
I think
for the tutorial to then write it up, being like, what did I do?
Yeah, right. God, you got to make tutorials. That's part of your Patreon plan.
Yeah.
Right.
And so usually I look back at the photos and go, what did I do now? What did I do that? Oh yeah, okay, that part.
Because we're definitely in the age of documentation and process rather than just the result. Because I think a lot of people, once upon a time, I didn't want to tell anybody about the costume I was doing, because I wanted to like keep it a surprise, or you do a big competition, and the big reveal would be when you first come onto stage for the first time.
Just so weird to me.
Yeah,
so weird.
And there's once upon a time I stopped doing that, and I said, I don't care if you know what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing, and it felt more exciting as a creator to kind of share that with people who would also be excited with you, and they'd kind of follow the journey of you also making it step by step.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, obviously when you're making something, you get so lost in the zone of doing things, you kind of forget to document the creation of it or the process, or it's not really a priority because your priority is getting it done.
Yeah, or you're enjoying it.
Enjoying the process,
Sometimes, God forbid.
Or, everyone puts on a bit of lo-fi and just, plugs away at the costume, and before you know it, you've been listening to the lo-fi and chill hop beats for 10 hours straight or something, and it's 2 a.m. Everyone's done that, surely.
I guess.
That's not your playlist of choice.
I can't listen to lo-fi
What's your playlist?
I'll fall asleep.
Oh, right. Do you have to be upbeat?
Oh, yeah. Or Kath and Kim.
Yeah, right, TV shows. TV shows is another good one.
TV shows, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I never could do it.
Really?
TV shows.
Actually, I think you need to find your like comfort show. Once something you've watched 100 times over, and and it's like a comforting. It's like
I can only watch Shrek so many times. I've watched it too much.
Look, it's for the companionship. You're not watching it to enjoy it. You're watching it so you don't feel alone.
Right. Oh dear. And I've only done competitions with a partner. It doesn't have to be a romantic one, just like a cosplay partner. But even then, you're still doing things individually, because you've got obviously you don't really live together. We barely worked on things.
We don't live together.
We don't live together. She lives like the other side of town, about an hour and a half away. About an hour away. So even setting up this podcast was a mission.
Yeah.
But yeah, even when we did meet up, it wasn't to make costumes. It was more just to kind of collaborate the ideas of what still needed to be done, and we divide the work, and then we go back and watch Kath and Kim individually.
Yes. Yeah.
That seems to be
Most of the grind was done.
The grind
alone.
is alone. It is.
Alone.
It can be lonely.
Exactly.
In that way.
That's yeah. Do you not put on like comfort movies? That is our go-to. Melody Parade when we're doing sewing days. We'll put on Disney. We'll put on the Tinkerbell movies. You know, like
Right.
real comfort shows that make you feel happy. Because what is facing you seems like such a tragic task.
Facing me?
No, the sewing.
Oh, right,
that has
right.
to be done.
I'm not like, if you don't get something done, I'm not going to be like, why didn't you get this done?
Not you, the ominous task of, oh my
Right,
god,
right.
it's this weekend and I need to finish it.
Right.
You need Kath and Kim playing in the background.
When my last partner, who was my last girlfriend, who was also my last cosplay partner, I think we watched Adventure Time for a bit.
Oh, cute.
But
okay.
because I'd never watched it before, I get so sidetracked because it was
Hooked
so
into
good,
it,
right?
yeah. You need something you've watched 100 times.
The one time I think I did do something, which there was background stuff playing. I think actually once I had a couple of friends come over to keep me company. That was cute. But it was night before the con. Stuff still needed to be finished.
Yeah.
And I think they were having a bit of a hard time, so we put something on. We put on Babe. Like the movie.
What?
No, not like
the pig.
The pig. Yeah, the pig who works as the sheepdog.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine
Okay.
because I was finished, but
Okay.
they were kind of plugging along, and that's
This is a kids' movie.
yeah. And the song saved me because they were not having a good time.
Song?
Because the
What
song was like,
song?
"Ah, what I will do, I'll sing you a morning golden and true." No, you don't remember that?
No.
Oh. Yeah, like I think the farm sings to the pig, or the pig sings to the sheep, or something.
No. I've never heard of
What's
this.
the theme song for Babe?
No.
Wow.
Babe doesn't have a...
Have you
have
watched
a-
Babe?
No. What has this got to do with making a career as a cosplayer?
Okay, look, that was the comfort
Oh,
movie. That song
yeah,
saved
okay.
me. It kept me sane. It calmed everyone down.
Okay,
It was...
I'll know what to do when we're crunching for Japan.
Yeah.
I'll put on Babe.
Put on Babe,
Okay.
and I'll sing you the
for
song.
you. Okay.
Yeah. And you'll be like,
To calm
wow,
me down.
I feel calm.
Okay.
Great. Where were we?
no.
So you're obviously still doing Patreon.
Yeah.
People, OnlyFans has become a pretty common avenue for a lot of costume makers.
Yeah.
What kind of things are you trying now? Because Patreon is obviously one avenue.
Yeah.
What other things do you feel like you're trying? Because there's no one, I think, method, and there's obviously a lot of different ways to make money.
Yeah.
But what kind of things have you tried, and what kind of things have you tried now? What things have you found to be better avenues than others, and what have you found to be like, don't try this sucks?
Yeah. It's tricky. I've tried to also run like a store envy where I was selling some kind of like merch, handmade goods that were like cosplay related. So it was like the Love Live t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I also tried to sell my like patterns separately as like an online download, digital download thing.
Yeah.
But I found that like, I don't know why I was using store envy because they don't have no like digital automatic download thing for you.
You have to send it to them manually.
I literally was like
Oh, wow.
emailing them all individually every time I got an order, and I look back at that and go, "What the heck was I thinking?" Like,
stupid.
clearly, I do not have a business brain. Clearly,
You are a creator.
Clearly, yes. That is where I.
I guess a lot of us, which probably doesn't help.
Exactly. It doesn't. It doesn't. It would be fantastic to like speak to an actual financial advisor. Something that I have been considering is doing like merch.
Yep.
But obviously, you kind of do need to be quite established as your own branding to do your own merch because, I don't know, I've seen some people do it and it doesn't sell, unfortunately. But and then again, you also need then an artist, and then you need to pay the artist, and then you need to pay for product. So it's hard. It's like quite a big, scary investment to try as a cosplayer. But gosh, I don't really know what else I'm like trying to do because the only things that you can do, I guess, to make money as a cosplayer, you could try and be a guest at a convention.
Yes.
But you need to be established, you need to be invited usually that's not something you can just email and ask, hello, will you fly me out to X convention? Like, it just doesn't happen.
Because the most common thing you do see for cosplayers, they do those AMAs They said, "Oh, are you coming to visit XYZ country anytime soon?"
Yeah.
And the most common country that
happens-
I always say is just like, "Oh, tell your convention organisers if they'll invite me, I'll come."
I'll come. Yeah. But
But
that's so rare to get those opportunities. And usually, it's fantastic for them, but usually it's the same cosplayers that get flown around to most conventions, I've noticed, like around the world, which is great for them. But unfortunately, it just doesn't leave that gap for newcomers to come and have that opportunity to do that. But yeah. What else?
Well, you're doing Melody Parade stuff. Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, but that's idol. That's not really like cosplay related.
Right. But that's kind of that's still a focus. That's probably the biggest focus
of mine.
At the moment, yeah.
Yes, it's a project of mine. It's one of the things that I do.
Well, it's still cosplay.
No, it's not cosplay.
Do you think...
Okay. It's very different because cosplay is you are taking a character that exists already in fiction and you are recreating that because you are attracted to that character for some reason. You want to embody them.
Gotcha.
Whereas like idols is about being you.
Gotcha.
And it's about whatever you want to design. It's very different.
Do you feel that has more avenues than cosplay?
That's so hard. No, I actually don't. Not here, at least. I think I've struggled way more as an idol to make it in Brisbane than I have as a cosplayer. But then I haven't tried holding a concert for cosplay. Like, you wouldn't be able to, I think.
Do you think, somewhere like Japan, obviously, where that is the origin of... The origin?
Both.
Origin of where it kind of started? The
yes,
idol
J-pop.
culture?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it would be easier because it's popular over there? Or do you think it'd be even more difficult because it's so competitive over there to pursue idol stuff?
It would be difficult for me because of the language barrier.
Right.
Because I don't speak Japanese. But I think that if you spoke Japanese, then it would be easier because they have more like Chica Idol events, underground events where you can participate as an amateur.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's something you ever want to try?
Maybe, but I don't speak Japanese yet, so I'll have to learn.
Yes.
When we go over, I think it would be cool to try and see.
Duolingo. We got a year.
Yeah. But in Japan, I don't know if there's going to be any kind of opportunity to do idol activities, but I think one of my goals for the trip is to see one idol concert while we're there. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
They're mostly held in Tokyo. I believe.
Surely they're all over the place. I think so.
I've got housemates who are obsessed with Japan. I should just ask them. They'll tell me. It's like, let's go to the city. Oh dear. Well, apart from that, do you think you've obviously idols stuff that you've been doing and cosplay stuff that you've been doing? They're separate.
Yeah.
But entwined, but separate. Do you feel like you enjoy one more than the other, or do you feel like both has your attention kind of evenly?
I'd say both has my attention evenly because they're just two things that I enjoy doing. Rather than staking all of my value kind of in one, it's kind of just one. These are just some of the things that I do. Rather than putting my entire identity into being a cosplayer or my entire identity into being an idol, it's just these are just some of the things that I do.
You like to do.
Yes.
And it's part of who I am as a person.
Yeah. Both hobbies, I have the opportunity to meet new people and socialize, so they're both very valuable to me in that. And I don't know, they both have the pros and cons. Yeah.
Of each.
I don't know if I enjoy one more than the other. Because there's always days where you don't enjoy cosplay. There's always those days where you maybe don't enjoy idol stuff as much. So it's hard. The idol stuff can be a lot more self-evaluative and you can be a lot more self-critical because
it's a lot of original stuff that you kind of have to create as well.
And it's just your face. It's not, a character that you're being.
That's
it's not
true.
It's not, oh, my wig looks shit today. It's, oh, my hair looks shit today.
I've never done something like that before when I think about it.
Been yourself.
I'm myself every day. I'm myself every day.
Yeah.
But I've never had to, I guess, put myself, let's say, in a performative aspect. On stage. Let's say, for artistic purposes.
Yeah.
To be evaluated by people to see, I like them or I don't like them.
Yeah.
I've done public speaking, I've done panels, I've hosted events before, I've done MC work before, but that is all, I guess, speaking about a particular topic and presenting myself, but in terms of presenting something artistic, maybe like a song or a dance or even costume, that was completely original design.
Yeah.
Uncharted territory for me.
Yeah.
Not even sure if I would do something like that because it's not in line with my interests, I suppose. I mean, would I have the balls to do it? I don't know. I don't know. So that's kudos to you for
I was
doing
gonna
that.
say it's the chance to kind of show yourself what you're capable of.
I mean, I wouldn't do an idol dance. It's not for me.
None of them, ever.
Oh, I've done the Haruhi dance before.
But I think you'd be surprised about what exists today, and
oh goodness,
how long ago since you've watched J-pop or like heard J-pop music.
That's an even better question because no,
No.
I've never really been into it. Well, I've been into some K-pop recently. That's about it. That's about it.
No. Question though,
Yeah.
with making a career out of cosplay, do you think that because of social media now existing and playing such a predominant role in our world and how it works, do you think it is possible to make a career? Because your only limit is your imagination and how many hours a day that you feel like working and how much content you feel like creating.
Content, yeah. I think to answer your question just directly, yes. I think 2022, this year more than ever, like even despite the pandemic and whatnot, it's probably the best year that cosplayers have had a chance to go anywhere or do anything with cosplay just because of how popular it has become compared to every other year in the past, how accessible it is. It's easy to cosplay now as it compares to, I think, years ago.
Yeah.
And because it is the age of content, you can do TikTok dances all day if you want to. You can just sing songs all day if you want to. You can dance to things. You can make things.
But that's content. That's not monetization.
Correct. But I do think by creating content, it
Yeah.
will lead to other things in which will be bigger opportunities.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I don't think cosplayers by themselves. It'd be great if we could, like I said, set up an agency or something for these
Yeah,
kinds of things. But agencies at this point in time have to notice cosplayers and see some way in which the cosplayers can bring value to their company. So I think by creating content of any kind, whether it be costume itself or entertainment through using the costume itself, people will notice. I think it's very difficult not to notice people doing cosplay these days. So, but if I guess I don't know if you were to give someone advice
Yeah.
to who are wanting to pursue cosplay a bit more seriously,
Yeah.
either the making of it or just the wearing of it or just something along the lines of cosplay.
Yeah.
What do you think from your experiences, what would be your kind of best advice you'd have to give a budding cosplayer out there?
It depends what you want to do. Do you want to be the one wearing the costumes or just making them? Because
let's
if
say
you're
one of
just-
each. Let's say one person.
Yeah,
one
because it's
for each.
very easy to say that if you're just making the costumes, then you can just start doing commissions, even if that's props or actual costuming or wigs. I've seen businesses doing commissions like Soul Traders or, people doing those, making a living off of it.
Yeah.
So I know it's possible, definitely. But if you want to be the one wearing them and being a cosplayer, much harder. I would say know your worth is extremely important because when you do get those
Opportunities.
jewelry companies in your DMs, if you're going to say, you know what, yeah, I'll make an ad for you, but it'll cost $100, please.
That's a good point.
You need to know that that is a normal thing to ask for because I never knew that. Up until I think recently, I reckon up until this year, I was finally seeing people being transparent on TikTok about, what they
your
were
worth.
asking for.
That's good.
Doing these sponsorships. Yeah, you need to be the one to ask. The companies will never offer you money.
That's a really
They will
good point.
never offer
I never
you money.
thought of that actually, because
Yeah.
they'll all say, "Oh, we'll offer you this." But
Yep.
you can come back with a counter offer saying, "Cool, like I'll do that, but I also want
Yeah.
XYZ if you want it."
Yeah, definitely money.
That's a really good
and
point.
always think more than you would expect. Even if I think a convention approached you being like, I would like you to do a panel or a guest appearance, you should be quoting money. Like you need to be
and I'll
asking for
also
money.
ask for a appearance fee. I
Yeah,
suppose.
exactly.
That's really good.
Because you are then taking time out of your day that you could be going to work or, making your own content. Instead, you're working
or
for them.
enjoying the convention itself. I
Exactly,
suppose.
or enjoying the convention. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really good.
But
one.
definitely know your worth. And, especially with setting up an OnlyFans or a Patreon, something like that, knowing that do the math. If you want to do prints, Polaroids, all of that, make sure it adds up that you still take home profit at the end of the day.
And that profit is worth your time, not just, you earn $2 a...
It is. Yeah, exactly. Because that profit then needs to go and fund the next costume set as well. And the next photo shoot and everything. That it needs to be a continuous, sustainable cycle. Otherwise, you are going to crash out.
Because in the end...
And be broke.
Yeah, you might just be funding the next costume.
Yeah.
But that's all it's going to pay for. It's
Yeah.
going to pay for yourself to do it all over again and you get nothing out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen so many prolific cosplayers who make incredible costumes, who post so much that you would think that they're full-time, still not take commissions or still not, do professional work. They just do it as a hobby. So I always question, like, are those people trying to make it, or are they content with just doing it as a hobby?
Just doing it as a hobby.
Maybe, like, should you not do it as a career? Because you'll hate it.
I think the bottom line is it's really tough. It's not the easiest thing to crack.
No.
If you're after money, don't do cosplay.
Yeah. I mean, how many people do you know that actually enjoy their job? Not many.
Not many. I can't really say. I definitely know one. No, absolutely nobody.
So is it a fact of, like, whatever you do for work, you're probably going to hate it?
So if you're going to make a living out of it and love it, make a cosplay.
Yeah.
But I think getting to that stage is a tough one, but it's definitely possible.
Would you say as well with streaming now being a thing?
That's a good one. I didn't even mention that. I think streaming is, similar to content in that you are able to get eyes and ears on you.
Yeah.
In the
but
same
you can
way.
monetize. With Twitch is a lot easier to monetize.
I think it's a lot easier to monetize. But I think when you start streaming, I think of a streamer who makes an income, which is, to me, I feel like that's even more possible. Because Twitch and YouTube, they kind of give you avenues to do it. I haven't really heard of a Twitch streamer who's a cosplayer.
No, me either. I'm trying to think.
They're definitely gamers or
gamers.
entertainment streamers, maybe, or variety streamers. But gamers, I think gamers have got it easier than cosplayers right now.
Or VTubers, VTubers, yeah.
But do you... I think one of the last things I'd probably say is because of that, they're definitely getting... They're able to make a living out of it based on not... I don't think... their gaming skills.
Yeah.
I mean, some definitely are professional gamers.
And cosplayers.
Yeah. But more so on who they are as a person, their personality or the entertainment value that they bring.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's definitely amazing, talented gamers who are making bank and they well deserve it. But there's definitely a lot of people who probably aren't the best at games.
Yeah.
But they're still able to make a comfortable living out of doing just that.
I think there are definitely full-time cosplay streamers from other countries though.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I think of like Taiwan or Japan, I know that they would have full-time streamers,
That's cool.
who are cosplayers. I think it just doesn't exist maybe in Western culture as far as I'm concerned.
It's definitely...
nothing comes to mind like when I think of...
I can't think of anyone in
Cosplay
Australia.
streamers,
If you're in Australia, hit us up. I'd love to hear you.
And you're a full-time cosplay
streamer. I'd love to hear your story.
And what does that look like? Do you stream your crafting process? Is anyone interested in that? Like,
I've definitely browsed Twitch and typed in cosplay.
Yeah.
And it has been people making stuff.
Okay.
But
you would rather watch that on YouTube.
Well, YouTube and fast forwarded, right? Because you kind of want to see how it turns out. Obviously, the grueling process of making a costume isn't the most entertaining thing to watch. I will say that.
Far out, yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But if I was to stream something, maybe it'd be a fun part that they're doing and they're talking at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
But in terms of are people there to watch or learn about stuff? I think less about that.
Yeah.
Because they probably want the result of the finished product.
You would rather watch a cosplayer fully in cosplay or getting into cosplay on stream?
I think that's fun. I think getting into cosplay, so if it's getting to Lewis, that might be something fun to kind of see. That, but how did I make pipes, the shoulder pit? No one cares. I get a drill and I drill into these pipes and it looks boring. I get it. So if someone is able to make a full, actually no, I see woodworkers, they do carved wood. I know there's a few streams who do that.
Yeah.
I just don't think cosplay.
Or do you reckon it's just because no one's done it yet? Because there's no trailblazers.
There's no trailblazers.
And
to the best of my knowledge anyway. Yeah.
There's no standard pathway to follow. You can't go to Careers Expo and go, this is how you become a Twitch streamer. It's very much something that you have to make out of your own imagination.
I think so.
As a cosplayer. So do you think that being a professional cosplayer is only limited by?
I think...
your imagination.
Limited by the imagination, because I think there's probably a lot of avenues which people haven't figured out yet. Yeah. But as soon as someone probably figures it out, there will be a lot more people doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So...
yeah. Because I see, even if you were to go to every single convention in Australia and have a booth in Artist Alley selling cosplay prints, you still wouldn't make enough to live.
I think you'd probably make enough to fund your trip, probably at best, and probably bits of your next trip.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'd make enough to... You wouldn't make, woolly salary of 40,000 a year or 50,000
Yeah.
a year. I really don't think that's the
Yeah.
case at this point. But I think it's slowly getting better.
So to become a full-time cosplayer, you need to be a streaming. You need to be at conventions. You need to.
Streamer?
Do you think you need all these multiple income sources?
I think you need multiple income sources
to be a cosplayer.
to be a cosplayer full time.
Yeah.
And as for what those sources
Which is
are,
daunting. Like, that's a huge barrier to entry.
Lot. You know, say you're running a Twitch and a Patreon
Yeah.
and a YouTube channel.
Yeah. You do then need a freaking support
You
team.
do need a support team
Yeah.
to do something like that.
Yeah. Like, to know how to set up lights, equipment, everything.
This
edit
setup took us about 6 hours.
everything. Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh, dear.
we're not getting paid to do this. But, yeah, like, sadly, it's a huge barrier to entry. And even if you love it so much, there's so much extra, you know, like, effort, and that could nearly kill it for you,
Yeah,
right? Like,
I thought
that
so.
would kill your passion. Knowing that, like, oh, I can only do this if I do.
Because that stage, you're doing
all
more
of this.
You're doing more business, you're doing more content creation than
Yeah.
you are actual cosplay at that point in time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
exactly. Yeah.
So, currently, possible, but really difficult.
hard.
Really hard.
And you have to be really lucky as well to succeed online.
I think luck's got a factor to do with it as well.
Even if you're like posting every day, doing really nice content, like you still have to be so lucky to make it these days. I see so many content creators from Sydney and Melbourne who make awesome cosplay content and like J fashion, and they just don't get views, and they just don't get, you know.
It's tough. It's
sucks.
discouraging. It sucks.
Yeah.
But put it this way, if it was as simple as getting a degree, getting a job as an accountant, and making a living, I think people
Yeah.
would be doing it more.
Yeah.
But I think it's purely passion fueled.
It is, because it's purely entertainment. We're not really driving that much
we're not.
value.
That's entertainment industry for you, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you think then anime companies are taking advantage? No, that's such a stupid way to phrase it.
That's a tough way to put it.
Do you think there are certain companies that then take advantage of cosplayers showing up for free?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyone who is offering
Yeah.
free tickets as entry or merch as payment.
Yeah.
Until I think the
If
suggestion you had
you're
before.
a company, though, if you're at the stage where you're a full-on company, you
Yeah.
should be offering money, right? Like, I know a lot of booths still in the convention scene can only offer.
I think because I think what you said before
Yeah.
with know your worth in
Yeah.
terms of I want this, but I'd also want a fee of XYZ.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be the most common thing that is addressed every time a cosplay is offered. Because if every cosplayer starts doing it, then every cosplayer will kind of start to convey that message to companies.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, we're
worth
valuable.
something.
Yeah,
Because I think the problem is, say a convention say, oh, this great cosplayer, we'd love them to come. We'll offer you tickets, and they're like, yeah, I want tickets and a convention fee. It's like, oh no, we'll go on to the next cosplayer.
Yeah.
And because the next cosplayer is probably so ecstatic to get it, they'll do it. So
Yeah.
I think the best thing you can start a movement. The best thing you can do is, like you said, I think ask for a fee on top of whatever they're offering, and
Yeah.
if that becomes the most common response that every cosplayer gives, I think companies probably have to have no choice but to kind of start implementing that as part of the package.
Yeah.
You're a thinker. I like that. You're a thinker. Great.
I don't know. I'm sick of. I remember my gap year that I did, out of high school. I refused to get a job, hated it because
Yeah.
I had these unrealistic dreams about the world and how things worked.
Yeah.
And so I put my absolute all into cosplaying that full year. I did commissions. I ran my Patreon. I, did whatever I could. I think I sold some prints here and there.
Yeah.
But I think I only earned like $2,000 in the entire year.
Crazy.
It was tragic. I couldn't afford groceries.
Learning experience.
Yeah.
But you haven't stopped.
No.
Haven't stopped.
No.
Obviously, it's still something that you still want to do.
Something I'm still freaking hungry for.
Hey, look, you're still hungry for it,
Yeah.
and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If you do, we'll share it to the world.
I reckon.
Yeah.
If there's an easier way, then rather than having needing 400 different income streams,
Stupid.
because you shouldn't. It will kill your passion. It will kill your creativity.
I think it will.
It absolutely will, and that's essential to being, I don't know,
A
any kind of creator.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Good one. Good talk. I like it.
Money kills creativity.
Money kills creativity. Great
Yeah.
capitalism. Oh
Yeah.
boy, that's another topic. Anyway, cool. What do you think of podcasting?
Oh, if only there was a team 10, but it was cosplayers.
That'd be great.
How cool would that be? I would watch that.
Fun. We can start making your own
The
Team 10.
Team 10
Team
house. Yeah. How old is Team 10 now? It doesn't even matter. Podcasting, this seems pretty sick. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Usually I'd be in bed at this time.
How do you feel like talking and... I know, like, this. It feels like we're creating.
Yeah.
How do you feel about creating at 10 o'clock at night and you've got stuff to do tomorrow, obviously?
I mean...
You feel energized? Do you still feel like I was like, no, I'm done. That's it. I'm going to bed after this.
I do feel energized, but I feel a bit like starstruck. Like, I'm like, oh, what am I saying? There's lights on my face.
Oh, dear. Had an hour to get used to it. You'll be fine.
An Audi.
An hour?
An hour. I'm not thinking straight. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
No, I feel good.
Cool. Well...
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's
I'm
on.
worried.
We're good. No worries, still recording. Okay. But yeah, that was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
We should try.
Try. Okay.
But only if you subscribe.
Yeah, hit us subscribe, give us a
Please.
rating. Hope you liked it. Hope it's been good company, background noise.
Yeah, while you're crafting.
Yeah, you're
Or
crafting.
thinking.
It'll be something.
Contemplating.
Contemplating. You're not alone. You're not alone. We're here with you contemplating and
And so is Kath and Kim.
Kath and Kim. Go watch Babe. That's a great movie.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna try to do every week.
Week.
At this point, so I don't know what our release schedule exact day is yet, but we'll put that in the description.
Yeah, we record on Mondays, so hopefully we'll figure out when.
When to release it. Don't know how long it's gonna take to edit it. We'll figure that out.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll figure it out. Cool. Thanks for tuning in. This was Just Because Cast.
Yeah.
Just Because Cast. First episode. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week for the second one.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.